Howdy ho YouTubers, and welcome back to number, I think it's 27 for this session. I am up on Mallard Lake again, and I've been here already for 4 days, and I'm set to do another possibly 7 days. So the backstory behind this one is basically my household has been down in this, locked into this isolation coronavirus thing, whatever you want to call it. As you can tell, I'm not too keyed up on the terminology of what it all means. However, I've been told to stay fishing for a week. I do have to go to work, so what I'm going to be doing is leaving the bivvy here, and I'll be going to work and then coming back and yeah, basically living here for a week. So I've been here since Thursday. I've had one fish. I'll show you a picture of that now. This was a 28-pound common. I had that one this morning. I've been here for sort of like 3 or 4 days already. Been here since Thursday. We're now on the Sunday, so yeah, quite happy to get that one. So I have just moved swims. I'm back in the usual spot that I am usually in, as opposed to where I was, because obviously I need to get to work in the morning and things like that, and it's on the other side of the lake. So decided to come up here and try and make the most of what I've got here. It's kind of a little bit dry as well. It's been really wet, so the ground everywhere is sodden. It's just trying to find a peg really that was kind of dry. There are another couple of guys on the lake with me this weekend. Simon's out on the bar, and he's got his friend with him. I can't remember his name, sorry if you're watching, can't remember. But he's over in the corner opposite me as well, so I'm not too sure if he's staying or not. And then Barry, another guy, is coming for the rest of the week on the season ticket as well. The weather has been absolutely horrendous. However, now until the rest of the week, we're expecting a few showers, but it's not supposed to be too bad, which is kind of one of the reasons why I decided to stay here. So I'll show you where I'm fishing. It's really simple for this one. I'm just going to take the same approach of what I used to catch the common that I had this morning, and I'll see how the session goes from there. Even though this is going to be a coronavirus isolation session, there will still be a weekend wife box. So really simple little session for me in this one. Again, I'm just fishing kind of like just in this area here. I've always done quite well out of this little spot, so I've got a little solid bag down there. Nothing technical about it, if you like. It's just a little underarm flick, and the right hand rod is just down in this little margin here today. So that's kind of like the spot where I've gone for, just down here. I've been doing quite well out of the margins here recently, and I know that the carp kind of like follow the contours of the lake because it's actually a really deep margin all the way around. I'll show you where I had the other fish from in a minute, but you'll kind of see what I'm saying, that it's kind of like probably about 10 or 11 foot there. Just goes straight down, but they like to follow the line all the way around. So that's what I've gone for. So I'll just give you an overview of what I've been doing over the weekend. Right over here is where I have been fishing. So I've had my bivvy set up over there, and if you come down here, the lake kind of goes like round like that. So you've got a bunch of trees there, and then you've got like this kind of like peg here. And the way that I caught the 28 earlier was literally fishing from that far bank right down a rod length, kind of like a rod length off of the bank, and straight down into the deeper water down there. Like I said, they follow all of the contours around here. So you've got this whole area here, and it's a really deep margin, so it's all the way around. And from my experience of it, they like to travel all the way up through there and around to where I am. Howdy ho guys, so welcome back. You join me on the floor in my bivvy because my camera battery's run out and I'm having to put the camera on charge. So I thought I'd just film my last little piece of camera for the evening of Sunday. So it feels a bit weird being on the bank on a Sunday and then having to go to work the next day, but it is what it is. So like the real reason why I'm here and not being able to sort of like go home is because my fiance Hayley and her mum and dad have all been abroad within the last week. So Hayley went to Spain, and then her mum and dad that live with us as well went to Italy. So none of them have the virus as such, but they've all been told to kind of like self-isolate for a week. So rather than me coming home and maybe catching it from them, or me giving it to them, because I work out in the public quite a lot, I'll try and do some filming of that during the week. I'm a service engineer for a coffee company, so I kind of like try and show you what I do when I'm at work as well. I don't just go fishing. So yeah, so that's the reason why I'm here really. It's not ideal, you know, but it is what it is, and it was either this or it was sit in the bedroom on my own all week. So I decided on this option, decided to stay here. I'm the bailiff here anyway, so you know, it just means I'm on site all the time, apart from obviously in the day when I'm at work. So yeah, so that's why. So I'll probably be here till next Sunday. Luckily for me, me and Hayley still have a property in Launceston, which we've got. It's kind of like a little flat, 2-bedroom flat. However, Hayley turned it into a beauty salon last year. So, but it's still got a shower there and stuff like that. So I can go back there. I can use that if I need to and stuff like that. So I can, you know, I'm all good really. Like, it just means I'm living in the bivvy for a week, but I don't mind. I'll just do that. So yeah, like I said, everything's set out, ready to go, and hopefully might get a bit of action. Not so keen on something in the middle of the night, but I don't mind the early evenings. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But until then, take care. See you later. Howdy hey YouTubers, and welcome back. So didn't have anything last night. We are now on the Monday night. So far been pretty quiet. Got here for about 3 o'clock, something like that. So yeah, it's quite cold, but it was nice and frosty this morning when I woke up. I think that absolutely killed it. You just joined me on the ass end of making some more PVA bags, just filling the time, keeping busy. So yeah, that is about it for the update. I was going to take my camera to work this morning, but unfortunately I forgot to bring it with me, so couldn't do that. So maybe I'll try and do that tomorrow. But on the fishing front, I'm just fishing the same spots as I was yesterday, and I think at the moment I'm going to carry on with those spots until I maybe see something move, or something to fish to, because at the moment I haven't really seen a lot. So that's what's happened there. Other than that, I'll be going to work again tomorrow, doing exactly the same thing, and I'll be repeating the process right up until Friday when I've got the weekend off. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to make something to eat, and if I don't catch you all later on, hopefully with a fish, then I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a look at that. There's definitely worse places to be on a Monday night when you've got work the next day. That is for sure. Absolutely flat calm. No sign of anything though.
Howdy ho, YouTubers, and welcome to the morning update of Tuesday.
So, Tuesday morning, nothing's happened whatsoever. Didn't even have a bleep last night, and it was a little bit warmer than what it was on Monday night. So mallard isn't an easy water. It's quite common to blank on there. I definitely blank a lot more than I catch, but that's why I fish that kind of water, because I like the challenging side of it. And I think that when I come to create my own place, it will be very similar to that kind of like thing, you know. I don't like a water to be too easy. A runs water is a runs water, and you know, I like a runs water, but I don't like anything, you know, too easy. So that's why I go there. But on the fishing front, yeah, as I said, nothing's happened whatsoever. Barry turned up yesterday, one of the season ticket guys. He's there till Thursday. He never had nothing yesterday, day or night. So we'll see if we can get a chat with him later and see what he thinks about the situation. But at the moment, I'm back at work. Just been home, had a shower, cup of tea, and pick up a few bits for work. And now I'm on my way to my first job, which is in Barnstable. Just a McDonald's. For those of you who don't know, I'm an engineer for a coffee company. Been doing it for about 12 years now. Previous to that, I was in the Navy for 7 years. So yeah, that's my life. And now I'm on my way there to do that. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the day. Might be able to get away a little bit earlier again if we can. We'll get down there and make most of the time. I've got everything I need. So there you go. That's about it, really. That is this morning's update. And I will catch you guys later when I'm a little bit more awake. Well, that's job number 1 done. So we're at about 10 o'clock. And I tell you what, everywhere is dead. It seems to be that everyone's gone into hiding with this virus thing, because there's just no traffic on the roads. Absolutely crazy. Well, that's another one out the way. The good thing about my job is you get to drink as much coffee as you want. So one of the customers that my lot look after are Greg's as well. Yeah, drink as much coffee as you want all day long. Howdy ho guys, welcome back. So it's now the Tuesday night. It's about 9 o'clock at night. Haven't really been able to do too much filming tonight, just because I've just been inundated with stuff that I had to do. So like I had a lot of work stuff because of this coronavirus thing. It's all getting a bit out of hand now. The government are deciding they know they're going to do this, this and this. So my work have been coming up with stuffs, and you know what we're going to do if places close, you know, my working hours, my actual working, whether I'm going to be able to go to work, all up in the air at the moment. And on top of that, I've been you know, having to console a very, very upset Hayley, because obviously I'm not at home at the moment, and I'm out here, and I think she's a bit concerned about, you know, whether, you know, when I'm going to get back and when I'm going to be able to come home, because obviously I work out in the public a lot. Her mum and dad are, you know, in their 60s, and the last thing I need to be doing is coming home from work, because apparently you can catch this bloody virus without even knowing it. So, you know, I could come home on the days that I do come home and, you know, give it to someone and not even realise. So at the moment, I'm not really kind of like bivvy bound like I am now, but I will possibly be housebound at my, you know, the house that we've got, you know, for the foreseeable future, until, you know, until I know any different, because at the end of the day we've still got to make a living. So it's difficult at the moment. It's kind of like being back in my Navy days a little bit, where you're away from home all the time, or you don't get to see someone all the time. And that's kind of like what this is, and Hayley's trying to adjust to that, and it's quite hard. For me, not so hard, because I've done it all before, but for her it's a little bit different. So I'm sure some of you can relate to it if you work away and things like that. So as for the fishing front, nothing's happened whatsoever. Baz over the other side hasn't had anything all day again, and as for me, it's been pretty much the same. I got back here for about 3:30, and I haven't had a bleep since I've been back, so that's pretty normal. But we'll just carry on, and I'll sign it off here, If anything happens during the night, you'll see it. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Good afternoon, YouTubing. So today is Wednesday afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock. I've just got here again. Didn't have anything again last night. And Baz, who's been here all week as well, hasn't had anything. So it's all been pretty quiet. Seems to have turned right off. The weather today is a little bit drizzly, but this was kind of like forecast really. So I've just been in the bivvy, keeping out the way of everything. Rods are back out down here. Right on the end. Bit of a way away, but I like to try and keep away from the edge. Because they are quite spooky, these fish, and the more noise you make, the less chance you've got. So, as I said, at the moment, everything's all quiet, but I'm just going to sit back. I'm literally just doing 1 cast a day at the moment. Just chuck the rods out and I just leave them out there until I go to work the next day. No news on the work front on what's happening, not today anyway, so hopefully I can have a bit more of a chilled out night tonight. Hayley's a little bit better today. I think she's got her head screwed on and you know, sort of had a little bit of a rest because she went to Tesco's at 1 o'clock in the morning, I found out afterwards. So she went off to get bits and bobs, panicking about this coronavirus thing. So we had words about that, and now she's all okay. So that's all good in that department. So as for the fishing front, I'm just going to carry on fishing here until Sunday now. There's really no point in me going home because obviously, you know, I'm still working out and around in the places that I am. Sort of like, you know, I was in Asda earlier, for example. So the risk of picking something up is pretty significant compared to everyone else. So yeah, stay here for the rest of the week. Work's pretty quiet at the moment anyway, so I managed to get back here at a decent time at the moment. So, you know, we've still got sort of like 12 hours, 14 hours of rod time in the water every night. So it's definitely worth a pump for the rest of the week, and that'll be up until Friday, and then I'll have the weekend off anyway. So yeah, so there you go. That's the afternoon update. May do one later on. We'll see what happens, but at the moment it's a pretty fishless blog other than the one I had on Sunday. Hi guys, welcome back. So it's now Thursday afternoon. Again, nothing has happened whatsoever. It's been very, very quiet everywhere. No one's seen any shows or anything. So it seems to have completely locked itself down. And to make it even worse, it's now blowing an easterly, which means the wind is getting bitterly cold. So this session's becoming harder and harder and harder. Rods are back out. I've relocated one of my rods just over into the one of the far corners that you've probably seen me fish before in my sessions up here. And my left hand rod I've just put out on the bar in the open water at the moment, just to see if I can pick something up around that area. Again, nothing to it, just a solid bag. That's all you really need at this time of year to get a bite. But yeah, really, really quiet. Was supposed to be going to work tomorrow, but now I've got Friday off, so I'll be here for the rest of my the duration of the session anyway, till Sunday, and then I'll take it from there. So yeah, pretty quiet, but until something happens, there's not really a lot I can film. Howdy ho guys, welcome back. So it's now the Saturday morning. I've done not a lot of filming because basically not a lot has happened. The lake is absolutely shut down completely. I've had nothing all week, so yeah, nothing's come out whatsoever all week between sort of 3 or 4 of us that have been fishing it. There's kind of 3 of us on this weekend as well, but at the moment it's all pretty quiet. So I've decided to bring my rods in for sort of like a bit of the morning. I'm just off back to the house to go and have a shower because I've been there for a couple of days now and I need to pick up a few bits and bobs as well. So so the current situation with this coronavirus thing is that they've now shut all like pubs and clubs and bars and things like that. So at the moment my work, by the looks of it, is going to carry on as normal. So that still means I can't go home because you know, obviously the more risk I've got of bringing it home with the circumstances that we've got, you know, it's not really worth, you know, making anyone ill, because apparently you can sort of like have this thing and not even realise you've got it. So Hayley said, like, you know, well, you might as well bloody stay where you are or stay at, you know, the house or whatever you wanted to do. So I think that if I sit in the house that we've got, I'll just go off my head anyway. So I might as well just stay fishing. The weather's a little bit better next week. So yeah, I think I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing. But I do have to work next weekend, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And that's like, even if I do end up working, I mean, at the moment there's not really a lot for us to do whatsoever. So yeah, I'm off home for a shower, go and get sorted out, regroup, and then yeah, see what we can do. But until this easterly wind changes, which is set to change a little bit later on in the week, I don't really see too much happening, hence why I've just left and gone. So anyway, right, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back again. It's now the Sunday afternoon, and you join me just on the back end of having a bit of a move. So I decided to move out of the swim where I have been for the last 7 days, seeing as nothing's happened there at all. It looks like we're planning on doing another repeat 7 days of what we've been doing. So what I'm going to be doing now is I've just moved into the peg kind of next door to me, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be fishing out in the open water. Just in front of me at about 4 rod lengths there's a small bar there, and then right out into the middle of the lake there's kind of a bigger plateau out there. That, and it's still a bit of an easterly wind, but you know, the fish don't seem to be on the back of the wind at the moment, so I'm just trying to locate them, and maybe because it has got a little bit warmer, maybe they'll come out into the open water where it's a little bit more shallow. I've had the deeper out this afternoon. They're certainly not in the deeper margins. I haven't been able to find anything. So yeah, it is really proving to be a bit of a difficult session. Barry this morning, who's located in the corner, he's staying on for another week as well. He had a run this morning out of the far corner that he's in, but unfortunately I think he lost. So there you go guys, there's my first week of a total blank if you don't count the Sunday. So I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing again this week due to the current situation with this coronavirus thing. I can't really be going home at the moment because obviously I've got, you know, my fiance's parents and whatnot are high risk. So at the moment I'm still at work, so I'm going to be doing the same thing again, where I'll just be going off in the days, and I'll be returning in the afternoon, and I'll be carrying on my quest to actually catch something here. Nothing's come out at all since I had my 28-pounder on Sunday, but unfortunately this is real life fishing, you know, and that's the idea of my blogs, is to sort of keep people in tune with reality as to maybe what you see in the fishing media world with companies. So yeah, that'll be it then. Another week here. The next I'm going to do this in 2 parts. So this is the first part, and then week 2 is going to be the second part, and then I will be calling it a day after that, no matter what, I think. So still worse. Like I say, I'm not on the bank all the time. I am still going to work, so it does kind of break it up for me a little bit, and that's the reason why I'm doing this in like a 2-part session. So come back next week, part 2, weekend wife box, hopefully some fish. I hope I've entertained you. See you later.